All right, so this is the warm-up, and I'm fucking pumped for the warm-up. So this is what's gonna go on, all right? So if you have sensitive ears, guess what? This program's not for you either, all right? So what we're gonna do is, this is called a few things, okay? Kin stretch is a kind of quick term people use. It's actual functional range conditioning. What we're gonna end up doing is taking each joint through the maximum range of motion under stress in order to get everything warmed up. So this is not a movement you can check out mentally. None of these movements are gonna be able to do that. So it's never a go and grind. You're always gonna have to stay mentally there, and that's the whole point of this program, okay? So first off, I'm gonna have him do on his left side so it's facing the camera, and then the reason we have him against the wall is for another reason, all right? So what he's gonna do right away, let's start with a higher one. So he's gonna raise all the way through here, okay? Now he is reaching for the ceiling as hard as possible, all right? Now what he's gonna do is he's actually gonna pronate, which is turn the thumb down and out, and the entire time he rotates, he's gonna try to turn this over. So if he could turn his hand a full 360, that's the goal, all right? So what he's gonna do is slowly reach, and then start rotating out, rotating out. Core stays tight, glutes are on, abs are tight, rotating, 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 rotating. Notice how his palm's always turning through. At the end, it ends up right there. So hand is facing out. That's how you know you've done it right, and he's still creating tension. Now we're gonna reverse that, so I'm gonna have him hit this back. Once he hits that wall, he's gonna turn, 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 squeezing all these muscles, and then coming all the way through, rotation, 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 palm facing me, or back of the hand facing me, all right? So we're gonna do that just one rotation, and now the reason we have him, go ahead and put that down, we have him facing the wall is because ideally I want you to get as close to the wall and be able to do that, which means more and better shoulder mobility, all right? Let's reach it up. Good. Turn, 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 there we go. Now we're gonna turn, actually rotate out. There we go. Now squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You're gonna keep reaching, so he tries not to hit that wall. Means a tighter circle all the way through. Good. And back again. Boom. And then turn that palm up, up, rotate, 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 squeeze all the way through. Back of the hands facing me at the top. Okay, one rotation. That's all we need, all right? Now we're gonna move over to hips. All right, here we go for the hips, FRC, kin stretch, whatever you wanna call it. All right, so we're gonna start with his right leg. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna actually have him bring his knee to the outside of the elbow by contracting his abs and his hip flexor. So bring that as much as you can up. There you go, squeeze. Now, once he's achieved that, you wanna try to keep that angle the whole time. Now he's gonna bring this up slowly by contracting the top of his hip, no movement in his torso, and then he's gonna flip that through where the ceiling, heel comes to the ceiling, and then bring it back under. Right back under, right back under. There you go. All right, so back through, bring it up, 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 reach for that, squeeze here, squeeze here, squeeze here, bam, and then bring it back under here, right under. Yep, just like that, good, rest. Nice. So now we're gonna reverse that direction, okay? So he's gonna crack his heel. We want him to actually dorsiflex, so this is gonna be strong the whole time. Now he's gonna put his heel into the ceiling. So straight up, pop, good, tight, tight. Now he's gonna let that heel drop to the side and rotate that knee out, trying to keep that height the whole time, and then back into his elbow, and then down into a rested position. Okay, one rotation, switch around. You wanna flip around the other side there? There we go. Okay, here we go. Now he's gonna bring this knee to outside of his elbow, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now he's gonna bring this knee as high as he can, and then rotate this slowly to go to the ceiling. Bam, just like that, and he's gonna bring it back under to a relaxed position. Just like that, and then reverse directions. So go ahead and kick that heel to the ceiling, boom, bam, squeezing. Now he's turning on his hips to open that knee. He's really fighting for that all the way up into there. All right, so that's what we want to know. Me touching Josh's ass right now, I felt a lot of popping. Now what that is, you can go ahead and get up. That is it's actually scar tissue being cleaned out from your hip capsule. Josh does a lot of kicks, so his hip capsule is junkified. And so what we're gonna do, if you can stay in those positions where you feel it snag a little bit and work through it, that'll open those hips, crack open that scar tissue and all the other junk built up in there, and give you a lot more mobility so you have zero injury down the road. All right, so now we go with the RKC plank or plank pulls, whatever you want to call it. There's a couple terms for it. Now this isn't your traditional plank, and the reason it's in the warm-up, you'll see it's going to turn your CNS on and actually open up your hips again. Okay, so as you can see, he's in a traditional plank spot here. Now what I want different is I want him to dorsiflex, so he's gonna turn those toes on, or the tibialis on. He's gonna squeeze his glutes, he's gonna squeeze his quads, so kneecaps to the sky. He's gonna lock this through, turn this over, rotate these hands into palms up, so it's like a reverse grip pull-up. Now he's gonna pull in between here and here as hard as he can, squeezing his glutes, squeezing his quads, and creating a corset in his abs, and he's gonna breathe as hard as he can 3 times. It's like you're sneezing. Josh came up with that idea. It was phenomenal, and it's that powerful. I need that to be able to rock your body. So you're gonna sneeze, in a sense, hold that tightness, inhale on that tightness, and do it again twice, all right? So try that out. Good. Good, let's signify those a little bit better. So, okay? Good, inhale. Perfect. Now, side plank. Rotate to the side, homie. Okay, so now everything is aligned, okay? If you cannot squeeze your glutes and your quads, that means we're not in alignment. Now, a lot of people have the necessity to kind of crank down. We want to neutralize everything as much as possible. Now, what I'm going to have him do is actually lock this, which through the back, if you come through here, this is all locked and pushed through. Now, he's pushing through the floor with his lat. All right, so that's another key look there. Now, he's going to do the same kind of breath, so I want it to be more like that distinct, okay? Gotcha. All right, here we go. Nice. Good, switch sides. Now, if you need to regress a little bit, what you can do is you can actually bend this and be on one knee, okay? So that'll help a lot as well. If we want to progress, go back to plank. Now, if he squeezes his glutes hard enough, this foot should pop up. Bam! Now, crick that alignment. There we go. Rib cage is tight, rib cage is tight. There we go, breathe it. Bam, 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 perfect. Okay, so if you do not breathe hard, you are not doing it. When Josh gets up, he's semi-lightheaded, and that's gonna be the key there, okay? That's how you know you did it right. Again, we've been over and over, and I sit with clients, and they do these little baby breaths. That's not doing shit, and that's not what we're here for. We're here to do shit. So breathe hard. And don't be afraid of what people are thinking, because people are gonna give you the weird look, but guess what? You're becoming a superhero. They're over there grinding reps for no reason. All right. Here we go with some band walks or monster walks, okay? We have 20 steps in each direction, but each 5 steps is gonna change a little bit, okay? So we're gonna go from mini to medium to larger to a crouch position, okay? So go ahead and take those. The big deal what we wanna do, so a regression for this, if you don't have a lot of hip strength, we wanna bring the band down here and maybe cross it a little bit. Now, if you really wanna get freaky with it, then bring it up here and cross it. And we have that as a progression, okay? Anywhere in between there is gonna create less or more tension on the band, all right? So go ahead and take these small little steps, boom. And I really want him to lead with the heel, okay? So if you're leading with the toe, we're not turning on the glutes like we should. So 5 small steps followed by 5 medium steps. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now a slight knee bend and big. Bam, 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 4, 5, good, and then last one, he's gonna crouch into an athletic position. And he's gonna take 5 more, medium. Heel, 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 3, 4, 5, perfect. Head back the other way. All right, let's do it one more time here. 5 small steps, lead with the heel hard. Try to keep those feet square. There we go, we wanna keep the feet square as possible. Good, medium. 3, 4, big, slight knee bend. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, and crouched all the way. Bam, 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 4, 5. Good. 1 rotation. Now, on colder days when it starts getting winter, you can go 2 to 3 rotations on this. When we're done with this warm-up, 1 rotation will actually be enough, which I've seen a lot of other warm-ups, and it's time to get redundant. You can check out mentally, go through the movements, and that's when I get athletes starting to get injured. All right, so we're gonna prevent that by making sure you're mentally engaged and changing up the dynamics in each movement of the warm-up. All right, head over here. So this is a modified slow prowler push, all right? We're not gonna do any sprints, we're gonna cover that later, all right? So what in a sense, I want him to exaggerate good posture, all right? So lats are gonna be turned on here to connect the posterior chain. What he's gonna do is he's actually gonna grab with the heel while keeping his chest up, and he's gonna push all the way through, nice and slow, locking everything out. Glutes are on, calves are on, full extension, okay? So if you notice this is a modified push-up is what we're achieving every time, okay? So if you check that angle, push-up position. Modified with the leg down, all right? So go ahead and finish those. All right, we're gonna go 30 meters one way. Nice and slow with a good lot of power. Let's keep the shoulders level. Just make the hips swivel. There we go. We want the hips to work independently almost of the upper body, okay? Abs are tight. You're creating a corset, so you're trying to make this as small as possible by pulling your belly button into your spine the whole time. Good. Squeezing the glute, not in the calf. Glute and calf, glute and calf, glute and calf. That's in your mind the whole time. Glutes and calves, glutes and calves. Hips are stable, glutes and calves. There we go. Nice. Good. Go ahead and turn. Now what we're going to do for the next 30 right away is I don't want him to plant the heel, and I want him to take more of a power step through, so it'll be more of a pop, pop. Okay? So grab with the balls of the feet and dig into the ground. Pop, pop, pop. Bounce. There we go. There we go. Nice. Grab with the balls of the feet. Grab. Good. So a lot of mistakes people make is they punch the ground with the prowler like that. We do not want that happening. We want you to grab. All force is going through the floor. He's pushing off the floor, and that, in the case, is pushing the prowler through. Nice job, Josh. Good work. All right, next. Here we go. So band pull aparts, what we got going, okay? Good posture, okay? Glutes are on, rib cage is down is the huge key. A lot of people, what they do with band pull aparts is they bring their rib cage to the band. No bueno. All right, so go ahead and bring this up front right here. What I want him to do is I want him to activate these muscles right here in order to get that band to his sternum. I don't want him going further, I just want him to go right to his sternum, okay? So go ahead and pull that slow and then back out slow. And we do not want to lose tension at the top. That's a big key, all right? So back through. Bam. Good. Give me 10 of those. Bam. Nice and slow, making sure you're getting the contraction through the muscles. Do not speed this up. Do not check out of the movement. Your shoulders are extremely important as much as your hips, and we want to keep them healthy and prepared. Now, boy. Good. 8. Nice. 9. Squeeze. Good. Nice and slow, baby. 10. Now bring it right overhead. Like that. Same tension, we're going to bring it right down to the back of the neck and right back up, not losing tension at the top. Go ahead and kick your head forward just a little bit. There we go, just like that. Still, glutes are on, rib cage is down. That's how we roll. Good. Face down, ass up. All right. Good. Give me 10 of those, give me 10 of those. 8 of them, good. Rib cage is still nice and tight. Beautiful. Good, so now we're gonna go for dislocates, in other words, all right? So he's gonna put his hands as far as he needs to along the bar. He's gonna be able to bring that all the way across, back down his back, and back up to the top. Rib cage stays. Oh, nice and tight. Take it slow, don't rip through this movement. Good, bring it back up. So the better you get, the tighter your grip can get, and the closer your hands can get together, all right? Good, let's do 10 of those. Nice and slow, beautiful. Good, as you can see, he's activating from here. He isn't just ripping the bar back across, because then we'll get some unnecessary stress in the bicep tendon pec attachment. Man, nice. There you go, work. Good, rib cage stays down, obviously. Glutes are always on. If your glutes aren't on, you're failing at life. Nice. And then if you get sexually harassed and somebody smacks you in the ass, they break their hand, you don't sue them. Broken hand's enough. Nice. And beautiful. 10. All right, so that's for the shoulders. Now we have one more flow movement. How you like that? That's lucid and ketones.
I hope we got that on camera.
So I'm actually gonna do this with Josh. His hip mobility is a little limited. Mine's been progressed quite a bit, and so you can kind of see a regression of progression, all right? So with your coccyx, if you want to stay up on your toes, you can, okay? What we want to do here, okay, we're gonna get chest down in a sense, so good posture, bring the hips back, drop the chest down to where we can pick it up and you're getting a stretch in your hamstring. All right, from there, I'm gonna sit into a squat with my chest as high as possible and hold that kettlebell up into the chest position so I can really get upright. All right, then I'm gonna place it down, keep my chest up, raise my butt, get my hamstring moving again. All right, so we're gonna do that 3 times. So I do not want you resting the elbows in, I want you torquing them out. The knees go out, not against your elbows, and we're gonna go back up and do a stretch. Boom, again, squeeze through. Now what we're gonna do is you're gonna push those out with your elbows. You're gonna hold that position with your knees and buckle. So you're turning your hips on, and we're gonna do it again. So push out a little farther and then buckle. Bam, hips are staying on, One more time, push a little further and then remove the elbows. Do. Now I'm gonna have you set it down. You're gonna push into the ground to stand up, squeeze your glutes to finish. Abs are tight, cool. All right, now we're gonna move into the coccyx. So, I want you to take a nice, big, wide stance. So in a sense, you can get into this position on both sides. Okay, your feet will not move from here other than the rotation on the heel. So Josh, he might have to stay up on his toes, which if you have to, that's fine. I want you to work on progressing your heel to the floor. All right, so go ahead, what we're gonna do is this right here. Chest up here, grab that kettlebell, homie. All right, so I'm gonna squat to the side. Bam, good. So actually Josh can hold it. The kettlebell being a massive assistance. Now what I wanna do is I wanna actually take my hip and rotate it here. Bam, I'm not gonna turn my toe up, I'm taking my hip to rotate. And then I'm gonna put it back down, foot flat, I'm gonna squeeze, stay low, switch. Again, heel, switch, the hip is turning it, back to flat, squeeze over, switch, there we go, squeeze over, switch, bam, back to center, stand, kettlebell down, there's your flow. Easy money, beautiful.